So sometimes I can go on and on with the nonsense, stupid dialogue. And in my edits, I cut a lot of that just out because it's just rambling nonsense. Every now and then, as I'm going through my content, I like a lot of the stuff I'm saying, but it's way too long. Like, let's say it's 15 minutes of me just on a rant or a blab, whatever you want to call it. And these are what I'm using for a lot of my non-episodes. They're just short little, not quite a full episode content that I want to keep, but I don't want it to take up so much time and make an episode just mundane. So this next non-episode consists of the long blab. That was the end of episode 33, I believe. The kook on a softboard, kooking out as usual. Yeah, so this is the finale of that episode where it was just too long for me to use it all. So I started it and just faded out. Yeah, I like a lot of the stuff that I'm saying in this. It talks about the keyhole and whatnot. And I'm going to include a bunch of photographs of the keyhole when I get to that section of the blab. I don't have any motion picture of the keyhole, just a lot of photos from the past. There were some years that were so good. Anywhere from like head high to like ceiling high, just solid good days. But all photographs, nothing motion. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this non-episode blab.
Hey everyone. So yeah, I'm back home. Super hot, super humid. Tomorrow's supposed to be a chance of rain and thunder showers, and the next day as well. You can see the sky here, the clouds, all this. That's just stuff tropical coming up, from Mexico. So it's super humid right now. Yeah, I'm trying to have a good day. I just can't get out of my head after talking to Isaac, and I'm an idiot. I know I'm an idiot for giving my life away. I just don't want to resort to how I used to be, surfing in town, being territorial and grumpy, and can't do that, man. It's just not who I am. And I've surfed alone for like almost 30 something years, more than 30 years now. I surf alone with a random day. I just happen to go out somewhere there's waves and there's some people out, random, very random. And then I always have to end up hearing about all the people complain about how they hate me when I'm in the water. And everyone comes up and tell me, oh, so and so said, yeah, you're just a dick in the water. They couldn't get any waves when you were out there. And it's like, that isn't my fault. It's a south swell, and that was the only place breaking. And I went out the first time in 3 years I've surfed that place because it's a crowd magnet, and there wasn't very many people out. And I'm sitting 100 to 150 feet out farther than them, waiting for the sets that were only like head high to a foot overhead while they're sitting inside getting all the little scraps coming through nonstop. And it's like, I'm not weaseling no one. I'm the only one sitting out on the peak getting the sets that come through. South swell, like I said, it might be 20 minutes to a half hour between sets. Sometimes you get a little burst where it's like, wow, I just got back out after a wave and I'm getting another one. No one's near me, 100 feet inside of me. And you feel the vibe. And then I go over to Neff's and he's telling me, yeah, so and so is just laid into his ears about me. And he gets it. Neff's like, I've been in the same boat as you, like only one sitting out at the bowl, and everyone's just mad because he's getting waves. And Neff's not on a 9 foot log. He's on a little fish, not even a fish. He calls them hemorrhoids, the boards he made, little hemorrhoids, rad little, like water skates, like a skateboard, but for the water, rounded nose, but not a longboard, like little chin high boards with a moon tail. I don't know what you would call that, a bat tail. I don't even know, but yeah, he rode him good. I mean, like you said, he just turned his pool skating into surfing. But yeah, again, my headspace. I'm like, ah, man, why did I have have to have respect for the fact that these kids were like the next generation of chargers going up surf alone at either roping down the cliff or hiking 2 miles into the spot I call sanctuaries. That no one surfs. I mean, they did when I was a kid. There's the old guys so we knew about the spot, but it's so far out to get to, and an inconvenience, and the seal rookery and the great whites that like the sightings of great whites there. And my dad was an ab diver, and there's great whites there. It's a seal rookery, and so it's not very populated with surfers. It's nope, no population. Surfed it for the first time with a friend of mine named John. And then after that, it was either him alone up there or me alone up there. And randomly, I'd be out alone and I'd see my buddy Damien would show up and go down the cliff. He'd rappel down. And he was rappelling down. It took him so long. That's why I didn't go down on the rope anymore, because getting my rope gear down to the anchors and then my surf gear and then rappelling down, I would have already been in the water walking in, like it's like on the highway, it's a 2 mile drive. I don't know if it's quite 2 miles, but the coast goes like this. So it's probably 2 miles or more, walking in. 45-minute walk with a small paddle around one of the points to get to the next little section. I remember when Damien rappelled down, I was done with my surf session. Yeah, I was like, come on, hurry, I'm done. I'm surfed out. I've surfed for like over an hour now, and you're still halfway down the cliff. He finally paddles out after a half hour, him being out in the water with me. I saw the first whitey I've ever seen in the lineup heading in, like coming from out where the screen is here, but coming this way like this, not skimming me like this, but going at that angle into the seal rookery, which is from the angle I walked in, that's where you paddle out from. It'd be like it's a left semi point, and there's a short hot doggable right that comes off of it on the right waves, and it was going in to the right. Yeah, so the first time I saw a whitey was there, and I'd only surfed it for God, maybe that was the second season of me ever surfing it. I don't even know. Like I said, I've been surfing that place alone now for over 30 years. Anyway, yeah, they surfed that. So I had respect, because what comes out of their mouth is like the crowds, the town kooks, blah, 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 blah. And then Alex telling me like, oh man, the people they hang out with, their crew of followers. It's like, oh my God. And the fact they didn't just paddle out alone. Like the one kid, Little Richard, I'll call him, didn't paddle out alone. He called Isaac, which is fine. Isaac's a friend. You met him this morning. He's just a character. Everyone hates me and everyone hates Isaac. So classic. And I'm a pussy. Isaac has got a screw loose. He's not scared. Like I almost drowned twice within 2 weeks of each other. Changed my frame of thinking. Isaac just, maybe he's never almost drowned, or it's just he feeds off of that. Like, I almost drowned, pushes himself hard. It's like, man, that was too close of a call for me. It scared me. And Isaac just charges fearless, huge waves. And so do these kids. But like Isaac says, they're not charging the way he is. They're charging because they're going. And everyone out there that's watching my YouTube channel, if they are, that knows me and knows Isaac, they're going to think I'm a kook for saying this. Well, good. I am a frickin' kook. And so's Isaac, right? I mean, none of you are charging as hard as he is. And if you are and you're talking your shit, then keep talking it. That's all it is shit talk. I mean, regardless of where he surfs, it's like you don't know. He's got my mentality of paddling out places alone, and I'm not even going to name some of the places, which I could. There's no way any of you would paddle out. I wouldn't. The risk of the whiteys where he's paddled out in the past is insane. But yeah, that guy is balls out, no fear. And same as me, he's seen so many whiteys in the water, and knock on my noggin here, but they don't seem to want us where we live. We're not in South Africa and Australia, so we're lucky. We're lucky. But anyway, I just gotta try to change my headspace, because yeah, I just screwed my whole trip up, I think. It's like, man, all I wanted was to show some respect to these helgs that seemed like they were in the same frame of mind as me, and not parking on the highway with their cars right in front of the spots. And they don't now. I asked them, please don't do that. And but calling people, it's like, come on, let's paddle out alone, for crying out loud. You're not in Australia. You're not in South Africa. Paddle out alone. And the one kid told me on his messages on Instagram, was telling me, oh, it sucks surfing alone, because you might pick off the wrong wave, and you're paddling out watching, there goes the. That's part of surfing alone. No one forced you to get that wave. That's for me, when I learned all the inconsistent habits of the keyhole, it is such an insanely strange wave. It took 7 years. House cat, house cat, come here. There's house cat. It took me 7 years of surfing it in so many conditions until I'm like, oh my God, that's legit. It was the most frustrating sessions. I could have went out somewhere and scored, and I'm like, I'm seeing waves at the keyhole and not great, kind of weird, but like, and I'd come in just like I was wet. It's a dress rehearsal, but a beatings of a dress rehearsal, taking beatings. Weird inconsistency, weird characteristics, its mannerisms, just strange, but took 7 years of like just going out there all the time and not having a good session, like a real session. I'm not getting waves. I get waves, but it wasn't getting waves. Yeah, after that 7 years, it's like one time I went out and it was everything was right. The tide, the direction was extreme from that direction, so extreme. And I'm like, holy cow, that was legit. That was legit. And it's fickle. It needs that extreme direction, and it doesn't always happen. So there's days that are fun, but not like that. And that season, there was a few of those swells that came in. The next year or two, I forget, there was a couple more. Otherwise, it's just that direction, but not extreme. So you get some fun ones, a lot of bad ones. But my point is, it took 7 years of being out there going, oh, I got that one. Even the good day, the extreme direction day, I would take off, step ladder, step ladder, step ladder. It's like, goong, goong, goong. How many steps am I skipping down? And come off the bottom and just stall and be like, oh, I can tell behind me's throwing, and I'm just timing it wrong. And I just didn't hit it because I stalled. I want tubes. So I miss a lot of maneuvers because I'm going for the tube. And, but it's like tubes behind me. I'm like, damn it. Go up and be like a weak little weird thing at the end that's kind of weak. And on the paddle out, yellow jackets, man, these things suck. They're mean. I get anaphylactic. I don't need to get stung. I don't have an EpiPen. Can't afford them. And anyway, God, you freaking bastard. Hate these things. They're mean. They're freaking mean. Anyway, I'd get that wave and just be like, didn't get tubed, or just a total crappy one. And I'm stuck inside getting beat, paddling, and getting washed farther down. And I'm like, I wish I would have had my camera for like just I didn't have a movie camera, and GoPros are so zoomed back. But my camera, it was close enough naturally that I could have put it on sequence, like, and just been going barrel, just insane reef wedging. It's a ledge, a semi-slab ledge and a wedge, just like oh, insane. And I'd just be like, oh my God, I took the wrong way. No one made me. I chose the wrong wave. And but that's part of surfing alone. It's like, you're going to get the wrong wave. If there's a crowd out there, you might get the wrong wave because those guys are jockeying, weaseling, and they took the right wave. Or you're on the right wave and they burn you and stuff you because they're a bunch of kook surfer Joes. So hopefully these kids don't end up being typical surfer Joes because, man, this morning screwed my head up. You can probably tell this rant that I'm going on right now. My wheels are turning, and it's just like, I just screwed my whole trip up. 30 years of this killer trip, and I probably just screwed it up. And there's so many other spots I can surf alone, but it's like, I just will never be able to talk to anyone about my spots. I can't even tell friends about them because my friends are the same way. They're pussies that have to come up with someone and can't come up alone. They got to crowd in a can. Get in the car, everyone, clown car, pile out. How many people can you fit in your car? Jesus Christ. Society, fuck your system, you can't have me psychedelics, let me see, I'm alive, I am free.